Yeah, what's going on? If we remember a time ago when ladies used to shout, marriage not be an achievement.
Marriage is not an accomplishment.
Marriage is not an achievement. And they will say this with their full chest. That was when rent was still cheap. That was when they were in their 20s. That was when they had the best asset. That was when Instagram validation was a currency. But now, fast forward to reality now. It's become a situation where these ladies have gone from saying marriage not be achievement to saying I don't mind being a third wife. I don't mind being a third wife. This is a change of the whole thing entirely. We can see this tweet right here of this guy who talked about this lady who went from BBL and shouting marriage is not an achievement to now saying that she does not mind being a third wife. You see, this is what happens when feminism meets the hard wall of life. I don't usually come on here to talk about feminism because really, I don't really care what women do with that time. What I care about is making Nigerian men great again. But what we realize that men now are listening to Mr Sly making them great again, and they said we're no longer simping, and they said we're not going to do that nonsense where we try to please ladies anymore. And now the bills of these ladies are climbing up, and the lifestyle that these ladies claim they were living is beginning to look like a lie. So what do you have? BBL is not paying NEPA bill anymore. That body is no longer enough. So that loud mouth becomes quiet, and the streets are getting cold. These ladies now say, you know what? I don't mind if he makes him the third wife. I am willing to move in with him. We will form a happy family. When I discuss about this issue of being the third, fourth, or whatever wife, a lot of people came to my comment section. A lot of ladies saying, Mr Sly, how dare you? Who do you think women will settle for? And I said, have a look at Ned Uwonko. Polygamy not be for a poor man. Gone are the days when poor man they marry more than one wife. These days, it not be for poor man anymore because it is about survival. That's why I say, let's talk about the economics. Because when I discuss things here, people think I come out here to just discuss things and just yab people and talk. No, I've done a psychological evaluation, I've done a sociological evaluation, and I've looked at everything from both ends before coming to a conclusion on some of the points that I make. Now, you see, if we talk about economics, we realize something. Demand and supply is what it's all about. Now, when the chicks or the babes, I like to say chicks, and somebody said DJ Chicken. When the chicks are in the prime, you could scream, I don't want man, because every man is disturbing them. They can say, this guy is disturbing me, this guy just messaged me, I don't want him. Fine, because you are in your best years right now and everybody is disturbing you. But when we look at things fast forward years later, it is all silent. Like say rain just fall, NEPA no one green light. So now, you begin to ask, what is the fallback option? It is because the reality of life is beginning to strike them. The fallback option now becomes marriage. To who? The Momo guys. That is why sometimes when I see guys come to my comment section to say nonsense, I don't blame them. Because you guys are the ones who are taking the chicks up who told you to hell with you back then. So you think you've won because she came for you now? No, you didn't win actually. You did not win. I just want us to have a common discussion here. Let men think a bit. Because marriage now becomes or suddenly appears on the menu of these same women who said they didn't want marriage. Marriage is not an achievement.
Marriage is not an accomplishment.
And they now tell you they are not even being picky because they do not mind being the third wife. Bro, that's not humility. That is them being served cold eba. Alright? So now, what must men learn from this? Because everything I talk about on this channel is with the aim of making men great again. With the aim of making Nigerian men great again. You have to understand this as a guy. Time is your ally. Time is not your enemy. Although you must work fast, you must increase your value. You must work with time. You must build yourself. But as opposed to ladies who don't have so much time, as a man, you have a bit more time. Her value is based more on fleeting beauty and illusions. So when you look at a woman and you judge her by BBL, you are just making a big mistake. When you look at her and say, that size of that thing, I like him, now why I want you. Guys, you are making a big mistake. And I must tell you something, very loud as feminism could be, but the backlash is very painful. And at the end of the day, These ladies actually want security. Watch my old video I did about the dating app settings, where I set up a bio that said this is what I want, this is what I want in a woman. It was a very strict bio, but ladies came to my inbox and started telling me, well, if I can have a man who will give me that security and assurance that I need as a lady, I don't mind being quiet and submitting to him. Ladies want this thing, but they just come out and shout. That is what you don't understand, because they have to portray this powerful, portray this powerful, semblance of someone who is strong. You get? But ladies truly love that soft life. So next time she tells you, I don't mind being your third wife, guys, tell her it is too late, but you know what? Apply within. We'll get back to you after background checks. Hit the like button, guys, comment and subscribe. It's your man, Mr Sly. I just wanted to discuss about this because I feel we came from the era where ladies said, to hell with men, no achievement, marriage is not an achievement, to now saying they don't mind being a third wife. Do you think they are starting to learn their lessons? I don't know. But with that being said, it is what it is. I'm out.